I think Europe has a lot to offer for China to learn from in the implementation of these green agendas. I mean, several countries like Germany and especially I think Scandinavian countries are really at the forefront of implementing these green agendas, implementing these new technologies. And I think from that perspective, China has a lot to learn from that. And in addition to this, there are also cooperation opportunities at the corporate side. The great German companies, French companies that can, they have these niche products that are very good for the Chinese market, I would say. On the other hand, China is also quite noted for its manufacturing prowess in major products related to solar and wind power industries. 8 out of the 10 largest solar companies, these are solar panels I'm talking about, are Chinese companies. So there's a big export opportunity for Chinese companies. I would bet that the solar power related products from China's exports to the European market is actually a very large portion of total exports, and it's a booming sector. So there's plenty of opportunities there, I would say.
And as you mentioned earlier, geopolitical uncertainties and COVID outbreaks are contributing a lot to bilateral cooperation. What can the two sides do now to jointly support global supply chains and foster a global economic recovery?
Yeah, I think that's a very difficult issue. There's some consensus now. I've heard more and more from experts and observers that the notion of a global supply chain, the notion of a globalization has been very much in jeopardy these days. And I think the supply chain, the production networks are increasingly going to be sort of labeled with a ideological and political step. And I think that's a quite dangerous trend, and China really doesn't want to get into that kind of environment. So I think we have to be very careful about this, and I think we have to increase communication with the European side to work out some consensus, to work on common grounds, and I think especially with respect to this ongoing war in Ukraine right now. And I think the European side will have to be cognizant of the fact that the European side cares very much about what's going on in Ukraine, the impact on Europe as a result of this war. I think the Chinese side must be very considerate of the concerns and issues and the things they care about in Europe very carefully. And I think this is something that the Chinese side need to keep in mind in dealing with the European Union